rid me of my confuscation. Love is choice, not obligation. Why can't I rid myself of my vicious past still plaguing me? Why do I find it seeping into the present moment? Happiness and contentment are hard to come by in this instance. I am charmed by that which only seeks to bring harm upon me. I must be a glutton for punishment. Why did I come crawling back, intimidated by those who can't even spell correctly the insults they used to bring me to my knees, keep begging God, please have mercy on me, a sinner in need of grace. I've fallen flat on my pancake face. I wish I could wake up one day with my ability to sin gone completely without a trace. I know that day will arrive when I reach heaven, or you come down to earth to make this world over again. If I was you, I wouldn't trust me as far as I could throw me, but you know me better than I know myself, and you know what I am capable of achieving with your help. When I rely less on my own ever-weakening strength and flop on your mighty shoulders, holding on to everything I've got in you that drives me forwards. I know I'm not dealing with missing my friends in a healthy way. It's manifesting in unfair explosions at my folks, unreasonable displays of temper tantrums, mindless volcanoes, a lack of self-control, blowing up, throwing a fuse, leaving them thoroughly confused. What is this kid playing at? Why does he never show any enthusiasm? Why does he contribute the bare minimum to any given conversation? Expressing feelings leads to complications if you don't know how to handle them. I know there are better ways, as I could invite the world to participate in the unfolding of my life, assisting them in contributing to their discussions behind closed doors about how I ended up with the kind of mind I currently possess, remembering of course that none of us is outside the reach of God's transforming powers. He made the sun, moon, stars and flowers, the birds that sing such pretty songs, which decorate our eardrums, which resonate with us so well, which make us feel really swell when we partake of their sweet oral nectar. Please don't think that just because I'm wrestling, I've lost the war. One battle isn't the entire campaign, friend. I'm displaying signs of a struggle. You can tell when you look at me that I've been through hell and back again. Or maybe for a change I'll decide not to let it show. If only I could keep these creatures from below manifesting in my face, just open up to me. Share everything that's bothering you. I know the solution is only a prayer from your reach. Why do you weep for what you don't have? Why can't you be content with what you do? Does what you own in fact own you? How can we stop this hullabaloo? I am flummoxed at the thought I might spend my life getting over being distraught. Try to get away with crime and not be caught. I'm talking about misdemeanors of the mind, not anything recognized by our penal authorities or criminal code. Will I meet you further down the road? Some people's spirits are ugly, like the faces of pigs, pockmarked toads, reflective of lunar craters. They can only see what you have done that's worthy of eggs being thrown at your house, but fail to view the good in you. What about that caring heart that wants those who only see themselves as lessons to find love for their mugs again? Forge ahead with your plans to use me however you wish. I know you're capable of taking me beyond the chains I've remained in for so long. I'm forlorn at the thought of welcome mats worn out, my heart torn out and bleeding on the floor, responsible for a loved one walking at the door. You could be better off without that abiding influence plaguing your picture. You will never know unless you step away from the ties that bind you, holding you down to a backwards mindset which will never assist your progress, only hinder it. These esoteric experiences aren't giving you the tools to deal with everyday dilemmas like how to keep baby from shoving things down his throat that don't belong in a goat, let alone an oven. It's hard having to be the only one playing the role of parent except for payday. If you're a new grind in the kitchen, you should be congratulated for playing your part. Two hearts beating together as one, each of them taking turns flipping valves, pulling their considerable side to wet. You could have picked a path that didn't lead to such distress, over where your next batch of coins was arriving from. What if I couldn't play the role of angel anymore, afraid to be a whipping boy, scapegoat for all your woes, coming between you and your happiness, as if I'd ever do that, toasting your success while your moment remains in the sun, having your fun while you remain breathing. None of us are getting any younger. We start dying from day one. Time is irreversible. Are you displaying insecurity when you gloat about the fact you're in a relationship and talk of the privileges it warrants? Or when you reveal your fears that there may be a competitor for the heart of the one who isn't that much to look at, but who knows what kind of masterpiece is seen only through the heart's eyes? The vulnerable child shivering in the corner, tucked within the fangs of that violent monster, making a mobster with his pistol whipping ways seem like a harmless pinching baby lobster by comparison. These are dangerous liaisons. None of us can cheat death, but can we see the death of cheating while we continue to breathe? Though I've never been faithless to my girlfriend as the bride of Christ. I have served multiple masters. I have kissed the enemy's lips. I have made idols out of false gods, turning ordinary household items into objects of worship, letting electronic devices steal my attention away from your eyes. Oh heaven, you're watching us, looking down on us with love. You never give up on us, even though we don't always show our appreciation in the best way, by serving and obeying you wholeheartedly, following orders on the outside. In the meantime, I'm rebelling and kicking up a ruckus in my head, obeying the letter of the law alone and not in spirit. If I have experienced freedom, it should be a natural reaction to love you out of gratitude for the cross you bore for my jubilation, to be sustained over a lifetime and beyond. When you call me, how can I not respond? Ensconced in your love, causing my despondency to flee silently. How could you find something worth redeeming in me? Use me to spread the message of your affection worldwide. Be my guide when I lack direction. Keep me still and calm when my head is spinning like the tires of a car, veering sharply off the path I must take in order to shake myself loose of the laughing hyenas. Like gladiators in the arena, we fight tooth and nail for every last soul to be secured in your everlasting arms. Ragamuffins raised, enraptured with righteousness. I salute anybody who has a positive work ethic, who can get on with the job without moaning or grumbling. All of us need to feed our tummy tigers when they begin rumbling. Jesus, help us when we're falling and stumbling. Without you, our lives would be empty and meaningless. You are spring cleaning our souls, restoring us and making us whole again. Where would I be if you weren't king of my heart, my very best friend? I need to be refilled by your Holy Spirit. I'm thirsty and dry. I don't know why I go around adding insults to injuries. Please rid me of that bully boy nature in me. Without relying on your guidance, I'm a rest before disaster. I'm an accident waiting to happen until I decide to make you my Lord and Master. I am lost with no direction, cut up by the vivisection. I need your correction to keep my feet from going down the wrong track. Humble my heart, teach me meekness, 'cause I tend to be a bit of a wild ox, preferring to do my own thing, disregarding other people's feelings. Instead of treading carefully, lest I stomp on anybody's toes or get up their nose, I overthrow the tendency in me to proceed down the path of selfishness. Help me kill the resentment that rises up when I must sacrifice my time and stand to gain no temporal benefits. Though in the long run, in the scheme of things, I am sure to receive heavenly treasure from my efforts. They say it's wrong just to help others if your only motivation is obtaining reward. The satisfaction of a job well done should be enough just to bask in the radiance of that warm inner glow you get when you see others' faces light up with happiness like a flickering candle in a dark room. When you have given something to them, be it a present or time, sometimes just being around is enough to warrant the same reaction than if you were turned up with a trunk full of toys. I enjoy playing Santa Claus. Anything I have is just on loan. It's not mine to own. It was just given me by the Lord. Anything I earned, the energy I burned, was provided to me by Him. I could do nothing in my own strength. I am a citizen of heaven. My right hand and forehead marked 777 with his invisible ink. Not the kind found in Wales, but a variety that hails from celestial origins. Make no bones about it, your love transcends our skins, embracing the child you find hidden within the womb of our spirit, the real us lurking beneath the surface no one sees but your eternal watchful eyes. There is nothing we can keep secret from you, and naught that could keep you from loving us. Let us get caught up in rapture with you, so intoxicated by your love that we haven't got time for any other pursuit. We only wish to do that which glorifies you. It's undeniable you are King of Kings and Lord of Lords. Make us pliable, malleable vessels, willing to be shaped and used by your hands to pour out your blessings on others around us, even if they don't call you father or mother, if they don't see themselves as our sisters and brothers, though we be part of the same human family. In another way, they are our enemies unless they stay wrapped up in your arms, holding us near and loving us dearly. One day you are going to wipe away every single tear from our eyes. Only when we examine onions up close and personally will we find a reason to cry. Not because of memories for those who make us weep. It's not a sin to express sorrow or to lie down counting sheep. But in your house you've promised we won't find cause for pain. Though we long for all to experience the euphoria of being surrounded by your glorious presence for all time. For there is no need for division between night and day in your home, and races and classes, class distinction, all vanish into insignificance, for we have brand new glorified bodies up there with every language we sing with one unique voice, communities linked by our love for you alone. For now we know in part, but in your perfect timing all will be revealed, and what is now mysterious will be made known completely. We shall comprehend all your beauty and transcendent mystery. We struggle to identify ourselves by the brand new name you give us, calling us righteousness instead of wickedness. Right now we have a hope in the future. There's a bright light beaming, shining in the distance, getting ever closer to us as the days go by. Heralding the ever-quickening hour of your return, my heart burns and yearns for you. I once strayed, but I have since returned to you. I was a hopeless fool to think I could ever discover true, lasting happiness outside of you. How can I explain you to a world ignorant of the ecstasy of your embrace? If they could but hold you close, I could never overdose. Impossible it is to ever get enough of your love. My appetite is insatiable, craving a bigger portion, wishing for more of you and less of me, discovering myself freed of all the distortions of the world told me about my identity. You owe the evil one no indemnity for thieving my heart away from his claws, for I never belonged to him in the first place. I was possessed by nobody before, and now my soul is yours for life. You will win this war for control of my mind. I won't have to rot in torment forever. I won't be among the screaming masses, gnashing their teeth, straying away from your bosom. I don't just love you 'cause it's what my folks expect from me. That used to be enough motivation, but it's not anymore. I made a decision for myself to pursue you because I'm grateful for all you've done, all you're going to achieve in my life, and all you are accomplishing in this moment, stunned by the miracles you've caused to happen in the lives of my friends, in the bodies and souls of my family members, those that call you Savior and those still estranged from fellowship with you. Let them drift closer to you with each blinking second, Lord. I know your heart bleeds for the sake of all your lovely little lambs who have gone astray and pulled themselves out of your hands.
they didn't slip on through. You're not clumsy in the way you hold on to your creation. You're always whispering to us, wanting us to connect with you, planting that thought in our heads. Didn't I give you a gorgeous sunrise and set? How could you forget? Please don't neglect me and disrespect me like you do. How could anyone own 1 iota of contempt for you? Why do any of them deny or doubt you exist? The suffering in the world is proof of free will, not your absence from it. The fact that there is any good in the world speaks of a higher source. Where would we have the motivation to avoid evil like the plague for the most part? What would hold us back from being completely disinhibited if not for you? I love the way you give us the ability to show restraint. You never fail nor faint.
Painting pictures of gloom and doom transformed by your blood-soaked face, spelling out grace. For lo, I am ebullient with a estival exuberance, like the sun has suddenly emerged, glowing bright from behind those stormy clouds. Though I'm a couple of seasons away from bouncing down the holes instead of off the speckled walls. Their paper is peeling, yet still I am feeling as though I could jump through the ceiling, 'cause you are mine to own and share with all who dare to care enough about their eternal welfare and everyone else's also. I didn't want to let you go, and I'm glad you never forced me to make that choice, only to follow your voice, wherever it may lead me in this life. Though it was battered and bruised, my laptop didn't cease to function when it went through the wars, thanks to your guiding hand, keeping it from suffering worse than it did. Unlike a fish when it gets bashed against the jetty, smashing its head, its blood ceasing to circulate round its body, recalling the nature of the goat, one laying down so another can pass over the other's body and both can safely go about their business. When there's only room for one goat on the path. Imagine those fools digging you, making you grimace from the ordeal of enduring such pain. How your mind might burn for revenge, how you would have to fight back the urge to lash out. Yet they show restraint, serving as shining beacons of Christ's love in their example of persistent love for the rest of us. To watch, observe, and follow suit, I can't figure out if there is some beastly spirit operating against me, failing to explain by natural means how a laptop slips off a sun lounger of its own accord, like a lemming scrambling with its feet, ambling aimlessly off the cliff face. Did I perhaps not notice when I got up and clumsily knocked it off the edge? Surely I wouldn't be so haphazard or stupid, knowing what great expense in terms of replacement was at risk. At least I didn't slip and injure a disc. I know my life could be a lot more horrible than it is. I have to look on the bright side and not the dark and negative all the time. Even photography enthusiasts don't spend their whole life in dark rooms looking at negatives. They try to see the reverse side of the coin. They make their tricks, acting as if somebody is holding a statue in their hand from a distance, or that their eyes have become multiplied, or their faces changed into an unnatural shade like green or purple, using light filters to create such an effect. How could you redirect my attention from my current copper circumstances? Might inquiring minds lead to kindness instead of cruelty if they venture far enough afield in their exploration of mental realms each and every time in the fullness of the expansive summation of the duration our existence on this planet entails? Does heading down this trail lead to sadness, madness, or happiness? I'm so glad you love this lad despite his badness. You see something in this lass who zooms straight from the back to the skull of the class, heading from top to bottom in her exam results, then back again from valley to peak when she chooses to seek you above the guidance of the world. It's not an everyday occurrence. You see someone thanking Jesus for that, their tragedies as well as triumphs. They are far more likely to be found wailing in a loud voice and smashing their brains against a brick wall. Now I'm scared. Perhaps I might be accused fairly of misjudging people, issuing a preemptive strike, presuming somebody hits my guts before I've truly given them a chance to get to know who I am beneath the surface of my smile. That may beguile or repulse, depending on how much you associate
you associate revulsion with my expulsion of all that's putrid in God's sight from my own heart. Would I lower myself so I could climb higher? Would I debase and disgrace myself so another may prosper? Going without for a little while so another may have a future that's richer. Will I give a little so a soul may be taken from a certain death to a brighter tomorrow in God's hands? I fail to be convinced. I'll never rinse myself of my doubts. Don't give me easy answers, I'll take my chances on the muddy and murky over absolute irrevocable proof, which isn't necessary for me to drown the doubting Thomas in myself. I can see him gurgling and blubbering for help as he goes underwater. The old being, that dispossessed son and daughter, that no longer claims ownership of my identity. Though with tortoise-like steps I slowly edge my way forward, I am on my way to becoming a brand new me. Though my lips still struggle to utilize the zip of tact and diplomacy, choosing my battles wisely, taking on the devil instead of my homies, seeing the good in everyone, even those who think ill of me, who only wish to cause me harm. I still long for them to find safety under the warmth of my king's feathers. I've got a nest in the sky where I rest. There's a place beyond the clouds I call my own. I wasn't made for this universe. Yours intended for us to dwell in the land of perfection, for our lives to be a true reflection of your heart, instead of paling by comparison with all the muck that's present in them. My eternal destination didn't fall off the back of a truck. My existence wasn't validated like valet parking. Its worth wasn't confirmed by anything any human ever said or did to me, for me, or recognized roaming within me. It was the blood of Christ that worked like a sharp knife, carving out my future for me, part of your limitless dynasty. We will be diners on the wedding of at the wedding feast of the Lamb. The great I Am rescued our souls and plugged all the holes in our hearts, finding fulfillment in the ocean of His love. Even if I never get to plant my seed in the fertile ground of a female flower bed, my life has fleshed out its purpose, 'cause you're risen from the dead. Though I wander round this earth alone, here in your heart I found my eternal home. Hope for the restless soul, shelter from weariness, comforter when I'm teary-eyed and depressed. You are my success, being yours is all I ever need to be. Your beloved one in whom you are well pleased. Though I wrestle with this sin disease, you can cure me of my false perceptions of need for it to be a part of me. Blessed nature has eaten up my spirit, the two dogs are wrestling within me, and whichever one I feed the most wins. My body is host to your Holy Spirit. Let it not be a divided house full of spirits that want each other out in a battle of wits, determined to force the other to call it quits. The evil one attempts to smother my faith, burrowing it deep under layers of doubt and uncertainty, but I can see the reason I wake every morning is simply because the most powerful being in the universe allows me to breathe. And He is living in me, the King of the universe, who kicks my misgivings to where the sun don't shine. Peace out.